Greetings of the day. Today in this presentation, we are going to see the breach of contract, which is also known as a remedies. What is a breach of contract? A breach of contract occurs when one of the parties of the contract fails to act upon the or perform on his commitment or promise and agreed to contract. Let me introduce myself. I am Chitra Sharma, Assistant Professor with AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, which is located in Pune. The subject which I am going to take you through is hotel law, and the topic which we are covering is breach of contract. The objective of this presentation is breach basically occurs when a party to contract fails to fulfill its obligation, whether partially or wholly. Breach is also known as remedies. When the contract fails to take place, breach gives different solution from case to case depending upon the intensity of the case. Remedies are the rights or compensation given by the courts to the victim of a breach of contract. Victim basically one of the party of the contract. There are basically two partners. So one of the partner who is affected, the compensation or remedy is given to him. There are basically 7 breach of contracts. They are damages, specific performance, injunction, rescission, quantum meruit, cancellation, exclusion, or which is also known as limitation clause. So now let us see what is damages. Damages are basically a monetary award given to the partner for the breach of contract. The loss must not be too remote from the breach, or no damages are awarded. Claims can be made for humiliation, stress, or any kind of mental agony the partner has gone through the breach. For example, if a hotel has tied up with a vendor for a cheese, and on a particular event the hotel wants around 10 kgs of cheese, but on the day of event the vendor is only able to supply them 8 kgs. So the remaining 2 kgs the hotel basically purchases from the wholesale market, which will be costing them more than what the vendor is going to give them. So the difference amount what the hotel is going to pay in the wholesale market will be taken care by the vendor, not by the hotel. So that is known as basically monetary awards. What is a specific performance? When a court requires the breaching party to carry out their obligation under the contract, this is awarded in limited cases. This again differs from case to case, where the court actually says the partner who is going out of the partnership to perform his special duties and then leave the contract. This order comes from the court. Now let us see what is an injunction. Injunction where the court orders a prohibiting party from an action, where actually the court says the partner, you are not supposed to leave the contract until the specified time, because you have to fulfill your obligation and your duties, otherwise there will be a huge loss. Recession, where the court restores the status quo, that means the present situation. Status quo means the present situation. This is used in the case of duress and undue influence, basically when one party is not able to perform his duty, but he is not able to leave the contract also, but he is taking advantage of this, and he is getting a influential person to come and intervene in between and threat the other party for leaving the contract. This is known as undue influences. Here the person, the victim, the other partner can surely go for the court and take the help of the court for stopping this. This is also this happens from the situation to situation. It happens for the present moment. It doesn't count for the future or the past. Next is, which is known as quantum meruit. Quantum meruit means alternative damages where the plaintiff is paid for work done. This usually happens when the plaintiff provide the service in the mistaken belief that a contract exists. Here, where the partners are, two partners are there, where one partner is doing his obligation and the other one is not doing. The partner, basically the partner who is doing his obligation, he is under the impression that the work is done by the other partner, and he doesn't have any knowledge about that the other partner is not doing. And by the time he comes to know, it is already aggregated and the damages are already done in a lot way. What the court here can take a decision is, he can ask the other partner, other partner who has done the damage to pay for the compensation, or he can ask to perform his duty, clear off the dues, and the mental agony or the mental harassment what the one partner has gone through can claim for the compensation from the other partner. But usually in this case the case prolongs for a long time, so it is always better to have a mutual decision over here with the taking off the difference, and if both the partners can come and work together again with the consideration, this can be avoided. The next one is cancellation. A party may cancel the contract when the other party makes it clear they will not complete their side of obligation, or it is very obvious from the other party that is going through the breach of contract. Here, when party is openly saying that I am not going to do the my obligations or performance, which when he entered the contract he has agreed for it, but after around 2-3 months he is not interested in the business and he is saying that I am not going to do it, and it is very obvious from it that he is not performing his duty or this, the court can intervene here. There are solutions are like that: either the court asks the party to do his performance, or the court can cancel the contract and suggest the victim that he can have a new partner in the business, so that the damages can be paid by the party who has harassed to the other partner, and it can be the contract can be carried on. Basically, canceling a contract or breaching a contract leads to huge damages and huge stress and mental agony. The next one is exclusion or limitation clause. Some contract may include exclusion or limitation clause, which excludes a party from liability or limit their liability in certain circumstances. The clause must be part of the contract and it has to be worded very clearly. That's why we say before entering into any contract in a written way, it is always better to go for an oral contract first. Then we can note down the clause of both the parties and what all clauses has to be added or modified or has to be cancelled can be done in the initial stage itself. Once the contract has been made with clauses on a stamp paper and it has been registered in the court of law, it is very difficult to discharge that contract or breach that contract, because the legal proceedings takes its own time. So if the clauses are mentioned very clearly that one partner will be only there for a year, on the completion of 365 days, the contract automatically gets over. But in case he has not performed any of his obligation in that 1 year, what he is supposed to do and which has been mentioned in the contract, the other partner can easily claim for the monetary damages which has been done to the business. So we can conclude this presentation saying that obligation to perform a contract also includes a duty to be answerable on the breach of contract. The breach of contract by any party creates a liability to pay damages for the consequences thereof to the other party. The better way is to not to have breach of contract. If you have entered into any contract, it is always better to fulfill the obligation and to keep the contract alive. Breach of contract leads to too much of harassment, stress, mental agony, and monetary damages. The reference has been taken from the book Hotel Law, which is by Amitabh Devendra. It's an Oxford publication. Thank you so much. Please attempt the quiz given in the description box. Have a great learning and stay safe. In the next presentation, we will be going through the Consumer Protection Act.